Well, the Queen has been dragged into the brawl with our soldiers over war honours. It's been revealed Her Majesty signed off on a sudden change to unit citation regulations back in July. That change gave the Governor-General the power to strip soldiers of their war medals, a move that's now been put on hold. Heston Russell, retired Special Forces Commander and founder of Voice of a Veteran, is on the line. G'day, Heston.
Good morning, Ben.
This is an interesting development.
Well, Ben, what we found out is that back in July, the Prime Minister himself signed a request to the Queen to change the powers that could see the meritorious unit citation revoked from an entire unit, whereas previously, back in 1991, when Bob Hawke signed them, this is not the case.
So how could they have made up their mind when these are just allegations?
Ben, what we're starting to pull apart is what I thought was a knee-jerk reaction has actually been months and months of premeditated planning that is now coming to fruition. And while we see terrible media interviews by the Chief of Army, behind closed doors, there is malicious attacks going on that we are just finding out, and the veterinary community is in an outrage.
How outrageous that Her Majesty's been dragged into this.
I mean, look, this is what we need to find out, Ben, and we're going to do some more work today to figure out where the deception lies, because the Prime Minister is obviously operating off what he's being told by his Minister and the Chief of Defence Force, and the Queen is obviously operating off what the Prime Minister is requesting. So we're going to do some work now to unpick it and show the Australian people what's going on.
It just goes to show how quickly the Chief of Defence came out in making up his mind before a full investigation.
Yes, and you would assume that's because he knew exactly what was going on. And this is it. The presumption of innocence has not been overridden in 6 days. It's been overridden in more than 6 months' worth of planning.
What about the anger over disbanding the 2nd Squadron Special Air Service Regiment? How's that going to play out internally?
I mean, this is it, Ben. The Vietnam veterans are in outrage, and there's more to come, and I need to leave that to the over 5 decades worth of 2 squadron veterans who are in an absolute outrage. And look, there's just so much to go into it, mate, and what I need now is the Australian people to please support us. We're going to go loud with some more things today. We've lost confidence in our government's ability to support our veterans. In the last 4 weeks, 10 veterans have committed suicide. In the last 20 years, 600 have. And we are going to put our position firmly forward that we can no longer trust our government to mark their own homework, and that we need a Royal Commission into this.
I encourage people to go to voiceofaveteran.org, voiceofaveteran.org, which is the website that's been set up by Heston Russell and others. You know, the crazy thing, Heston, is that months before the Brereton inquiry was handed down, we were saying on this radio program that this is going to hand a free kick to our enemies in painting us as the enemy, when in fact the people we deal with are prepared to burn people alive in cages.
That's it. Look, Ben, there's so much more to this. The month before the Brereton report was released, I went and met with the Department of Veteran Affairs with a team of veterans who volunteered to reach out to those who are going to be affected by this. And we were not supported in doing that. And I'm now pulling apart, identifying that this has been a premeditated plan. And our veterans and their families have been those to suffer, particularly those who've already lost their family members and have nothing left to stand for.
You've done an incredible job in representing a lot of your mates, and we commend you for doing so. Voiceofaveteran.org. Get in there and give them hell.
Thank you for your support, Ben.
Heston Russell, retired Special Forces Commander and founder of Voice of a Veteran. You can support them by going to voiceofaveteran.org.